Hi, you guys. It's Yaz. And today I'm going to talk about when you reject the narcissist, what do you think that narcissist is going to do when you reject them? Well, we know narcissists can't handle rejection very well, okay? Narcissists, it's okay for them to reject you. It's okay for them to discard you and use you and throw you away like you're nothing. But what happens when you're the one who rejects the narcissist? Well, when you reject the narcissist, you are causing a narcissistic injury. And that's something that a narcissist can't just let go, okay? Anytime you cause a narcissistic injury, that narcissist is not going to be able to just throw it off and get over it, okay? So they have to discredit you in some way. They have to do something to try to hurt you because they're hurt. Their ego is bruised because you don't want them, okay? So what a narcissist is going to do when you reject them is first line of defense. They're going to go and smear you and say you have mental issues. You never wanted them to begin with. You have problems. You're insecure. You're a mental case. They're going to discredit you to everybody else so that, you can never go around telling people you rejected them, okay? They're going to make it like they rejected you. They will never, ever let anybody think that they got rejected. They will also try to hurt you in other ways because, again, remember what I'm saying. This caused a narcissistic injury. And the narcissist, anytime you cause that narcissistic injury, they are going to try to seek revenge on you. So they may try to get you in trouble with the law. They may try to smear you on social media. They may try to badmouth you to your friends and family. And, of course, to their flying monkeys. That's a given. See, when a narcissist, let's take a situation where a narcissist hoovers you and you reject that narcissist. You don't respond or anything to that narcissist. This is why I tell people when the narcissist is hoovering you, they're not just hoovering you. Understand this. They're hoovering a bunch of other people at the same time. They're going through their list of exes, and they're not just hitting you up as an ex, but they're hitting up other exes. Why do they do that? Because of fear of rejection. All right. When you don't respond to the narcissist, that is rejecting the narcissist. And so they have to have a backup plan so that if they get rejected by you, they'll just move on to the other person and hopefully they'll respond back to them or talk to them. This is why narcissists need constant supply around because of the rejection. Okay, this is why they won't just deal with one because they can't deal with rejection. They have to know that they're wanted. People want them. People are chasing after them so that today or tomorrow, one of their supplies rejects them. They have other supplies and they could say to themselves, well, I didn't want you anyway. You're crazy and all of that. Okay. It makes them feel better. They're not alone. They're not depressed. They're not getting anxious because they have somebody else to bounce to. Okay. So when you reject the narcissist, they're going to have it in for you. And not only that, when you reject the narcissist, you automatically become a challenge. You become a challenge to the narcissist. And this could be another reason why a narcissist would try to hoover you back because of that challenge. Because they want to win you over, love bomb you, and, try to get back into the good graces with you. And then what they want to do is they want to reject you. And this happens. Sometimes narcissists come back not because they want you, or even, for a supply. The supply that they want is to reject you, okay? They'll get back with you. They may go out with you a couple times, love bomb you, and now you're starting to think, oh, they really cared about me. They came back. Oh, they're showing me attention. They show me love. And then boom, what does that narcissist do? They stop calling you. They reject you. They have a fight with you. And you know what that is? That's payback from before when you rejected the narcissist. It's like when you're in a relationship with a narcissist, anything that you do to that narcissist, they are not going to just forgive and forget. They're going to pay you back, and they do it in different kinds of ways. Like a covert narcissist, they pay you back with passive aggressive behaviors. People talk time and time again about how the covert narcissist plays the victim. Okay, we know the covert narcissist plays the victim. But to truly understand a covert narcissist, you would have had to live with that person and understand their passive aggressive behaviors. And this is how they fight. They fight with passive aggression, okay? So, they may get back with you and be passive aggressive. And how do they do that? They may ignore you, withhold affection, dismiss you, okay? Now they've won you back, all right? And now they're giving you the business. And then when you say something to them like, what's the matter? You act a little cold or something. They'll say, nothing's the matter. Nothing, I'm just tired from work. Oh, I'm tired from work. Oh, I got a lot on my mind. Oh, I have things going on with my family or something. They'll make excuses, but they're gaslighting you. It's not about that they have other things going on in their work. It's not about problems with their family. It's the fact that they're paying you back. Okay, they're paying you back because they're angry at you for something. And it could be some way you rejected them. Maybe you told them no about something and they don't like it. Narcissists, when people talk about, the way you're dealing with a narcissist is you just have to say no. Yes and no in that situation. And I'll tell you why. Because a narcissist during the love bombing stage may be okay with your no. They may say, that's okay. Don't worry about it. That's fine. Because they feel like they could still manipulate you to get that yes out of you. So just because they're okay with it, because you told them no, don't think that the narcissist, don't think that that's not a narcissist. You got to look at the timing of things. So when you tell a narcissist no, and they're okay with it, look at when it happened. If it happened during the love bombing stage, you could still be dealing with a narcissist who still thinks that in time, they can get whatever supply they want out of you. All right? So, but if you reject that narcissist and you tell them, no, that narcissist will want to pay you back for not giving them what they want. And they will do certain things like that, okay? Like, let's say you tell the narcissist, listen, I want to take my time in having sex. I don't believe in rushing. They'll tell you, no problem. That's okay. We could take our time. All right. Meanwhile, they're dating other supply. They're benching you. They're breadcrumbing you. And then they wait like the token, whatever it is, 90 days. And then boom, they feel they could have sex with you. You just got played. Because that narcissist was out having sex with other people. You're thinking they're being patient and waiting to have sex with you, but they're still getting that sex from somebody else. Okay. And then after a certain amount of time, then you end up giving the sex to them. Now, what happens in time? In time, that narcissist is either going to dump you after they get the supply, or what they're going to do is they figure, I'm going to withhold the sex from you now. Now, when you want to sleep with them, they're going to withhold it from you. And they feel like, well, you made me wait this long to have sex. Now I'm just going to gaslight you and tell you I'm tired, I have work. This is payback for the feeling that they got rejected, that they couldn't get what they wanted to get at the time. All right. So anytime you reject a narcissist, expect retaliation in some ways. And the thing is, when you're dealing with a covert narcissist, they never show their hand, all right? They don't generally come back at you and start arguing with you. See, covert narcissists don't fight that way. They don't fight by, being they don't fight face-to-face and overtly like an overt or malignant type of narcissist. Covert narcissist, again, listen to what I'm telling you. They fight passive-aggressively. How do I know? Because I lived with a covert narcissist for over 13 years, and everything was passive-aggressive behaviors, okay? So the point I'm trying to make in all this is anytime you reject them, they, expect them to do something, okay? Like, in other words, a covert narcissist might pay you back by showing up late, all right? That's a passive-aggressive way they could pay you back. Show up late for something, all right? Or ignore your calls when they got the calls. or not come around when you need their help. These are all passive-aggressive ways the covert narcissist may be paying you back because you had rejected whatever they wanted. So now they're going to pay you back, okay? Whereas when you deal with, let's say, an overt or malignant narcissist, they could start raging, they could start breaking things, they may start using profanity, cursing at you, calling you every name in the book, and making you live in fear. These are all ways that the narcissist will, pay you back for any kind of rejection that you incur on them, all right? The other thing, too, that I want to point out that a lot of people don't realize, you will realize this when you marry a narcissist. When you marry a narcissist, and let's say they have a real toxic family or narcissistic family, okay? A lot of times they do. The fruit doesn't far fall from the tree. Not only if you reject the narcissist, but if you reject the narcissist family, that narcissist is going to have it in for you. Now, how do you reject a narcissist family? Well, maybe you're a little distant from them because you don't trust them. Maybe you're not being open with them and talking freely with them because you've heard things that they've said behind your back. You've heard that they're smearing you. You've heard that they've gossiped about you. So you're being cautious. You're being guarded because you know you can't trust these people. And they feel it and they know it and they will go back to the narcissist and that is a rejection. You are rejecting their family because you're not being yourself anymore and you're holding back. So when you hold back not only from the narcissist, but the narcissist family, when you reject the narcissist family, that's a rejection on them as well. When you don't like their family, you don't like their friends, that you're rejecting these people, all right? The narcissist, again, is going to pay you back. And how would they do that? They'll have a face on when they go to your family's house. How do I know this? I went through this, okay? I went through all these kind of things with the family issues, the family dynamics, the jealousy, the envy, all right? There'll be a lot of jealousy and envy. So they feel like, you know what? If their family doesn't like you or you don't like them or something like that, they're going to pay you back with your family by being cold to your family or being quiet around your family or brooding around your family. Again, this is all passive-aggressive behaviors to pay you back because you're rejecting these people or you're holding back from these people, okay? Now, also remember, when you reject the narcissist, not only are they going to pay you back with smear campaigns, but they're also, they're going to have to go out and get other supply. A lot of times when they're rejected, they've got to go and run and sleep with somebody else. This is what they'll do to pay you back. Narcissists, when they're pissed off at you or you did something to them, a lot of them pay you back by cheating on you. They feel better. They know something that you don't. They got over on you without you even knowing it. And then they show up and they're sitting there smirking, smiling at the dinner table because they got over on you. Because they feel like, okay, you want to fight with me? I'll go cheat on you. And you won't even know it. Okay? Narcissists love deception. They love to pull the wool over your eyes so that you don't even know that they did you dirty. All right? This is your covert narcissist. This is typically what a lot of them will do. How do I know that? Because a covert narcissist that I dealt with told me that flat out. He said, if I wanted to get back at you, all I got to do is cheat on you. But in the interim of all that, he was also telling on himself. See, when you sit back and you listen to what comes out of their mouths, they actually tell you what they're doing, okay? That's how stupid they are. That's how stupid these people are. Like, I've had narcissists say to me something like, I could cheat on you and you would never know. Well, you know what? Just you bringing that up is pretty much you telling me that's something that you would do. So you just told on yourself, right? So this is another way to know what's on a narcissist's mind by what comes out of their mouths. This is how they tell on themselves. But in any event, the best way to handle this, you guys, and also let me bring up one other thing. When you reject a narcissist, let's say they come back, they try to contact you. remember what I said. They're going to be contacting not just you, but a bunch of supply, and usually a lot of their exes. You're not the only ex that's on the call log for them to call or text. So they'll run to another supply, and even though you reject them, that doesn't necessarily mean that they wouldn't come back. They could wait again and try you. It really depends on what's going on in that narcissist's life. If they're desperate, you may hear from them. But if they're not desperate, you won't hear from them, okay? So when you reject them, they're going to automatically move on to the other supplies that they're also contacting at the same time, and more and more and more till they get bites. They get bites. This is why they deal in numbers, because they know that the probability is if they just deal with one, they're going to get rejected and they could end up alone, not having anybody. And that is like death to the narcissist. There's always got to be somebody around, right? So this is why they deal in numbers, and they're contacting a bunch of people, not just you, so that if you reject them, they have somebody else they could fall back on, a fallback guy, a fallback girl, all right? And that's why a lot of them have situationships on the side, because they know that at least they got their situationships somewhere. And they love to have situationships with married people. Why? Because it gives them freedom. If they get involved with somebody who's married, they don't have this person, on their back, hunting them down because that person's married. They got their own issues and problems going on there. So it's their own little secret connection that they have going on, but they get together from time to time, and they know that, hey, ring-a-ling, I could call my married situationship, and maybe they're lonely, and we could get together and everything, and I don't have to worry about them looking to get serious. I don't have to worry about them wanting anything from me, because it's a situation, all right? It's a situation with no strings. So, when you reject the narcissist, they're going to be doing all these kind of things. They're going to be contacting all these other supplies to keep themselves busy and to alleviate the blow of that rejection. All right? Don't think that when you reject the narcissist, they're sitting there crying, because they're not. All right? They may get angry. Mind you, they may get angry. And especially if they need the supply you have, they're going to get angry. And the angrier they get, the bigger they're going to come back at you, okay? But if they're an independent narcissist and they have a lot of options, you rejecting them is not going to cause a major blow, all right? It's not going to cause a major blow. They may, smear you and talk about you and badmouth you and everything, but as long as they have other things going on, they're not going to stress too much. It's when the narcissist has nothing else going on and then you reject them, then they may, do a lot of different things to you, okay? They could threaten you. They could stalk you. This could be the malignant narcissist. When they feel they're losing control and you're rejecting them, and let's say they don't have another supply to go to, then you're dealing with a dangerous person. All right. I talked about this in one of my older reels. I said, when you're dealing with a malignant narcissist and they don't have other options, or they're not happy with what they have, and you walk away, you reject this person, you are in danger. Okay. You're in danger. And, that's what happened to my friend when she was involved with a malignant narcissist. He knew he wasn't going to find another girl like her. She was a beautiful girl. She had a great career at a car agency. She was like a manager over there. She was doing really well for herself. And he knew he wasn't going to find another supply like that anywhere. Okay. Because he had nothing going. He was a street guy. And she was the prize and an award to somebody like him. And he just couldn't handle her rejecting him and not wanting anything to do with him, that he just spiraled out of control when she tried to leave him, and she had a restraining order, and he showed up at the car agency and he shot her and he shot himself. And by the way, his girlfriend that he had before her had to leave the state because she was afraid of him, all right? She was afraid of him. So When you reject somebody like that, it could be a very, very dangerous situation. That's why you want to pray and hope that the narcissist has somebody else so that these people leave you the fuck alone. You want these narcissists to leave you alone. You don't want these people, lingering around or causing problems or anything like that. That's where people say, oh, I can't get rid of the narcissist. Oh, I can't get rid of the narcissist. Well, if you can't get rid of the narcissist, then you obviously had something that narcissist can't get over, or they can't find somewhere else. And that's why they're not letting you go. Okay. Don't think that just because the narcissist doesn't come back, you weren't anything valuable. It could also be that a narcissist doesn't come back because they know that they can't get over on you, or it's their pride. So don't necessarily think, oh, you weren't a good supply. It may just be that the narcissist knows they can't manipulate you, so they're going to be busy with other people, all right? So you guys, these are all the things that happen when you reject the narcissist. And, when you reject a narcissist, just be prepared that anything they could do to hurt you, they will try to hurt you because you have caused a narcissistic injury, and narcissists, then payback, they're going to try to pay you back in some way. And especially if they needed you, like I said, if they're independent and they have a lot of options, the payback won't be that bad. Maybe a few smearing comments here or there or something, but then, they'll move on to the next victim. But, if you reject them and they need you, okay, prepare, okay? That's like divorce, you guys. That's like divorce. Like people come to me and they say to me, why is the narcissist so wicked during divorce? Well, that is a major, major narcissistic injury. You are telling that person you want out. And that is a major blow to that narcissist's ego. Not only that, they have to split assets. They have to split time with the children, with visitation. They have to pay out to lawyers. Ooh, that's a major, major narcissistic injury. And you come back and you say to me, well, why were they so wicked during divorce? Because the narcissist is angry that they have to go through all that. How dare you want a divorce from them? Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Okay? That's how the narcissist thinks. And you think you're going to take my assets? You think you're going to take my home, my money, my kids? Nah, not payback, baby. And that's why they're vicious as hell in court. I went through this. Something that should have been an easy divorce lasted over 3 years. 3 years, all right? With things like guardian for the children and having to do all those kind of things because of a narcissistic injury of wanting out of the marriage. So you've got to be prepared. Anytime you reject that narcissist and you don't want them and you cause a major narcissistic injury, you have to prepare yourself for anything that they could come at you for. And they will. They'll come at you for anything that they can come at you for. And you've got to be prepared for that, all right? Get good legal counsel. I can't stress this enough if you're going through a divorce. Your lawyer is very important who you get, okay? And if it's just a relationship situation, just be prepared that anything they could do, they're going to do. When you reject the narcissist, they may try to, blackmail you. They may try to post videos of you. Maybe intimate videos they have of you or pictures of you. They're dirty, okay? So when you reject the narcissist, all of the secrets that you have divulged to that narcissist they're going to bring it to the surface. Okay, because narcissists are just flat out dirty operators, and you've got to be prepared for that. So I hope that helps you. If it does, hit the subscribe button, share the podcast. If you're looking for confidential one-on-one phone coaching, check out the link in the bio. I have limited time, you guys. This has been a crazy busy summer, all right? Oh, it's so busy because I'm working on some other big project. So check it out. Like I said, I have limited time spots. Also, check out my YouTube at the Game Exposed podcast. Almost 7,000 videos. I can't believe I've done almost 7,000 videos on narcissism. So if you go to my channel, and you do a search, you should be able to find whatever you need to find on narcissism. I think I've covered almost everything on narcissism on my channel at the Game Exposed podcast. You could do a search with the search bar on the right. Also, my TikTok is the Game Exposed, Facebook is the Game EXP123, and Instagram is the Game EXP123, and have a great day.